to today is that I'm going to try and attempt to get my windshield wiper motors working again. And based on what I've been able to tell from other vehicles at the rec yard, etc., it looks like any time the rest position is to the outside like this, the motor's jammed. The rest position should be to the inside. So you can see on my vehicle, about 6 weeks ago, the right one changed its rest position and then just jammed. And then just recently, the other one decided to stop working as well. Some people decide to take them out altogether. I'm curious to see if I can take the motors apart, lube them back up, clean them up, and see if they'll work for a while longer. The under engine covers. So you've got these quarter moon covers on the end. You gotta take those off first. For the cover on the end, it's just a matter of undoing one T25 and then you kind of rotate it out. T25. Rotate it out. Now you're going to pull this out of the motor. Slide it back out. Out. Slide. Next step is to remove this shield here. There, at each end, up above, there is a 10mm bolt that you need to take out. And then there are two plastic clips inside the bumper. Many of them are usually already broken. I've got one broken over here and I've got one left on this side. It's usually just see once the panel's out. Small 10mm ratchet. We'll get it up here. Bolt is right there. Ten bolt. Let's disconnect the fog lights. Disconnect the fog lights by just unplugging them. There we go. Plug this fog light. There we go. Next step is to remove these plastic clips. Next step is to pop off the two covers. There are big bolts behind those. It's really easy to lose this bolt as it comes out, so have a magnet on hand or have a finger ready to catch the bolt. Try not to lose them. Next step is to pop the wiper arms off. These are 8mm bolts. You just lift this back, pry that back like that. you don't remove the T25 bolt, you loosen it so that you can pull the bumper outwards. So the T25 you have to loosen. That's right there. Motors are located under the headlights. It's 10. 1, 2. Should be a third one here, but there isn't. 3. I think you need to take these two 10mm bolts out over here. Three 10mm bolts to take out here. 1, 2, and then a third one here. Get access to the last headlight bolt right there. Two harnesses to unplug. 1, 2. 1, actually 3. There's one down here. 2, 3. One headlight out. Take the motor out. 2 bolts. 1. 2. No. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Lift this out. That gets access to the last bolt. 4. Okay. 1, 2. That's the harness for the motor. And where's the other one? 3. There's not much slack there, is there? There we go. Don't be lazy like I'm being. Take the light somewhere where you don't have a chance of losing a bolt in the engine bay. Good time as any to let you know I was able to take both motors apart, re-lube them, and get them working again. The bad news is that 1 week later, one of them stopped working once again, and now it's been, I think, 8 weeks, and the other's still working. But I have picked up 2 replacement motors from the rec yard, and I plan to reinstall those just to be on the safe side. So, this video will show you how to re-lube them and get them working once again, but I can't guarantee they'll keep working. Alright, one thing that is probably obvious in watching this is you really need to be gentle with those plastic tabs. Work at them carefully, progressively. Don't be heavy-handed about this. They do snap easily, and you'll see I snapped a couple of mine along the way, but it's not the end of the world. It'll still hold. Okay, at this point, I'm not sure what I was thinking, because what I thought would be a good idea was to remove that metal bracket. And there's no need to remove the metal bracket. Keep it on, but just do remove those two rubber pieces that I was handling with my right hand a minute ago. Those need to come off, and then the rest of the mechanism you should be able to tap out without taking out that metal bracket. Now, it should all come out. There we go. It does come out. Okay, so that goes there. Solenoid motors there. There's no shortage of grease here. Lots of grease. Doesn't look especially dirty. This looks jammed. This mechanism is jammed. I don't know why. That's the problem. Why is this all jammed up? The issue lies here. For whatever reason, this arm is totally jammed. Sitting on the rest. This is jammed. Nothing wrong with the rest of it. And so this goes in like this. This is good. This is good. This is totally... Wow. Alright, so what you don't see me doing after having fiddled with this part is that I cleaned the plastic gear, lubed it back up with some silicone grease, and then put the pieces back together. Delicate process of taking it apart. Same sort of thing. So let's push this out carefully. Take note of where this is. Let's pop this out again. Oop, 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 oop. This goes in here. So again, the innards look quite nice. I mean, you could argue you could have more grease on the gear, so I've done that. Grease in the corner. But that is not the issue. The motor looks good, everything looks dry. There. Out. That. Okay. And then this is jammed. This is the problem. right here. It does not move. So pop it out. Wow. Clean it out. As I mentioned earlier, all this cleaning, relubing didn't do much good. One of the two motors failed again within a few weeks of putting these back in the car. Where I think I went wrong is the fit between that plastic disc and the piece of metal still was tight. It was the cog did roll smoothly by the time I was done. Once the cog was clean, once it was relubed, but it was a very tight fit. I wondered whether you could actually sand the edge of the plastic piece that sits against the metal. It would be difficult to do so because it fits into a groove. There's a groove in the plastic piece. So, in retrospect, I wonder, had I sanded down the metal sleeve a little bit to loosen up the fit between the two pieces, whether that would have helped. Maybe. I'm not sure. You could give that a go. Either way, you know the end result here, so not sure it's worth all this pain and suffering to do this work. But if you're going to do it, go the extra mile and validate that there is a perfect fit and there is no tightness at all between the cog and the metal piece. And that may ensure good long-term results. Or not, I don't know. Goes. This goes like this. This pin, nice and lubed. Not lubed. Oh, right. This pin goes this way. This way, like that, inside there. Lube this a little bit. That in there. Lube this. That through like this. It's supposed to be leaning on the stopper. Something like this. Take this out, move this, turn this, I think it was more like that. And this goes here. 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 There, it's in. That should work. You're good. You got it lubed. As I said, the rest of this looks pretty good. I don't see any problems. I've put a little bit more lube on the actuator motor. Slide it back in, snaps into place like so. This snaps back into place, so. Okay, make sure the tabs snap, and I just want to see if they actually turn. So, let's start the car. See this one turning. I was able to get one back to life, bring one back to life, but not the other. Right hand side still appears cooked. So let's try it again. That's good. What's going on here? Bolt. Not this. This. This goes here. That's there. Tries to spin. And this is stuck. This is pretty good. So I've tried taking this motor apart for the second time now. Let's plug it in, start the car, see if it works. Not going to bother to put it back together just yet. Hopefully this doesn't destroy the motor, the fact that I'm doing it like this. Both motors have been confirmed as working, so I'm going to reinstall them on the headlights. Sorry, man. Sure at this point that you thread the hose through the opening here. Plug in all three harnesses. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Get the hose through, check. One, 2, 3. One more on the side right there. Put these two back on.
And then just basically the same thing on the other side.
2. Through. there's some guides on the side of the bumper, and you need to make sure, see right there, you need to make sure that this piece right here slides in behind this guide on the car. So push it in like that and then slide back, and everything should fit in nicely. Okay, just make sure this gizmo has to be reinstalled. That's what connects to the T25. And as you slide the bumper up into this groove, the bumper will also hook in behind this. And then when you tighten the T25, it pulls this panel towards the rear of the car and tightens the bumper up. Tighten the T25. Before these fall back in, put them in now. Big bolts. Okay. 8mm.
And just do the same thing on the other side. If you look closely, you'll see the passenger side wiper behaving, wiping more slowly than the left-hand side than the driver's side. And I think that might have been a sign of things to come. So fast forward 1 month. And the passenger side died. I hope this footage is helpful to someone out there. I recognize that many Volvo owners just end up taking these headlight wipers right out. For me, being in a winter climate, I like them and they're quite useful. I think I mentioned this earlier in the video, but I ended up going to a rec yard, getting 2 known working motors for $5 each, and I plan to take the bumper off, take the lights off, replace both motors just as a precautionary measure. Hopefully that'll do the trick.